There's a difference between the most kind of leash reactivity stuff is threat displays, etc., in an attempt to get out of the situation, right? And they can start to be fun for dogs, just like defense work can start to be fun for dogs. Like in protection work, we see the same thing. Initially, when I'm threatening a dog, and that dog threatens back, they're stressed. They're like, that guy means to hurt me. Like, I can tell by his demeanor. And they come out and they bark or they do whatever. And I retreat and they intensify that display. They do it a few times and there's a type of dog that goes like, oh, that was fun. I got a charge. I feel the adrenaline still. Ooh, yeah. Okay, okay. And the more I do it, of course, the more intense they get about it. And then they will kind of seek it out to some degree, right? In that same way. And so you can have dogs that have had lots of opportunities to express reactivity that have the same kind of thing, right? And so for him, because you know it's beneath the surface there for him, like being a step ahead of him will be a really good way of dealing with it. So in isolation, build these pieces in and then really pay attention to a dog like this because he'll be manageable. He has plenty of motivation, right? So the dog has lots of motivation. She's using food here. Once he's on her, right? As she starts to add toys and things to her training and the rest of her obedience training, he's going to be a working dog. That makes it much easier. I'm going to invest tons. And Denny's dog was the same. Denny's dog's a working dog. He's got a little edge about things out in the world too, right? Like he's not a golden retriever for sure, and he could definitely go off on another dog, a person potentially if they behave badly, for sure. And so when you have that kind of dog, they've obviously invested and will continue to invest a lot in obedience, right? So that's the kind of dog that your average person doesn't have. And so Marla will have built lots of value in her and these obedience behaviors. So redirecting him won't be hard. Yeah, you just go, hey buddy, not that, come here. He's gonna be here. You can pay him with food, you can pay him with toys, and all that stuff, and and he should get better. And then these kinds of things where he hangs out, so near me when he first noticed me, he's like, is that trouble? We just did our thing, I hung out, didn't even pay any attention. Then he relaxed. The hair went down, he started focusing on his thing. So that allows us to hang out around it. So once we're past this foundational stage and we start working around potential triggers for the dog may show me a little bit of apprehension, I redirect it, but as the dog relaxes, I'll stay around the trigger for longer periods of time and just keep an eye on the dog's, like, so he's there, that's loose, relaxed body language, fine. He can stay here for a bit. If I move closer and he starts to stiffen, she directs him and does something else with him, and you'll stay on that. But that's what will allow a dog to potentially get better. And there will be dogs that will get almost completely better, right? Like there will be certain dogs that haven't rehearsed it for a crazy long time or really aren't intense, and it's normal kind of developmental anxiety, and they've tried this method a few times. If we intervene soon enough and give the stuff, lots of them, especially with adolescent dogs. You're gonna see a lot of this with adolescent dogs. And if you do your work right, you see that dog a year later or 2 years later, and you're like, is that even the same dog, right? That dog's, he hasn't done it yet. Like, and so I'm not saying that you're never fixing these things in any dog, but the older the dogs, the longer they've rehearsed it, the more intense they are. And then there's certain kinds of dogs that are gonna have that kind of temperament. And that means they may be neutral is what I'm looking for those dogs. But if I push them, it'll resurface.
If you enjoy our videos, we post our social media videos to our website, Leerburg.com, a week or two before we post them to our YouTube channel. These early release videos can be found on the front page of our site or by going to the site and selecting Video on Demand from the toolbar and then select Free Videos. Thank you for watching.